If you are a creator and you have a family vlog channel, or you are a parent who manages your child influencer, be ready because there are a lot of laws that are coming for you and may mess up your bag. Yeah, it's possible. So if you want to know what these laws are, whether they apply to you, and how you can get yourself ready, prepared, and your kid, stay tuned to this video because I'm going to cover all of that next. Hi, this is JJ Gat. So on this account, as the content creator attorney, I help fellow creators decode the laws related to content creation, from brand deal terms, FTC disclosure, to just generally what laws are coming down that impact you. If you're not new, you might recall that I did a video a couple of months ago just going through the various different states in the United States that have implemented or launched or attempted to create laws that would govern what's called sharenting, a blanket term, kind of a pejorative for parents who share a lot about their children's private lives as part of content creation, whether they're a vlog channel or whether the child themselves is just the influencer and the creator, with or without the kids' approval. So how did this all start? Children who are on social media are not dissimilar from kid actors. We know the child entertainment industry is under a lot of scrutiny these days, and stemming from the fact that a lot of times the parents don't always act in the best interest of the child or their children. And then two, in a lot of cases, the children are the cash cow. Like, they enable their parents to live a certain lifestyle. And through the history of TV, think of Gary Coleman, think of Amanda Bynes, think Britney Spears. There's been lots of instances where the parents and the children have butt heads in terms of the interest. So that's the central concern. They see there's regulations for child actors, but there's no real regulations for child social media influencers. Children on YouTube aren't currently protected by laws such as those that protect child actors. For example, the Coogan Law ensures child actors in California aren't being overworked and underpaid. In contrast, family vloggers can force their children to film for hours on end. There's no guarantee that they'll get any share of the money the channels make. And there are a lot of parallels with the two. Specifically, it started when a 15-year-old wrote her legislature in the state of Illinois just expressing concern over what she sees as exploitation of children and social media. And their lawmaker created a law, got it passed. And it's a snowball effect. Since then, there have been several other laws related to it. Before and after I did that video a couple of months ago, there have been articles about it. The most recently, this week, CNN covered it as well. And in CNN's, they talked about that student. And they also referenced an advocate whose mission has been to pass more laws like this. And on that person's website, they state the state of Minnesota last month passed a law actually banning parents from making money on children who are under 14. CNN article also started with a woman who says that growing up, her mother would overshare a lot about her life, exposing the type she had her first period, to overinflating the stick till she was sick, so much so that her math teacher who followed her mother and other students were aware, and she got made fun of. So those are the types of things that were of concern. And I must say, myself personally, as a former mommy blogger, and I still have an established existing mom blog out there, I shared a lot about my kids just because I was talking about myself as a parent, but they're included in that. And my middle kid, for example, has told me that some of his friends, he's in college now, have found my content and they kind of poke fun of him occasionally. If I've asked him, do you want me to take it down? He's like, no, just keep it. My other two kids are very emphatic about not being in my social media. And so I'm really wary of that. I'm conscious. And if I'm filming myself and they happen to be in the background, I would ask them, is it okay to keep them on there? If they're not, I would just remove it or refilm or reshoot. So I myself is being more conscious of the ways that I have thrust my kids without their permission into social media, into online, because essentially it's there forever. Now, what do these laws say? Like I mentioned a little bit about the laws changing and being more like child labor laws and laws that protect children on entertainment industry. They essentially come in two categories. One, they essentially say that parents need to put aside money similar to children entertainment in a trust, a specific account just for their kids that's not separate from the family money. And so you may be saying to yourself, well, I do this on the side. It's a hobby. We really don't make that much money right now. So that's where you need to look specifically. And if you look at that other video, I did share the actual bills that were being proposed, and I'll put a link down to the CNN article so you can actually look into other states, and also the link to the nonprofit watchdog group that is keeping track of all these laws, and so you can see, to what extent your state may be covered in there. So look specifically, because some of them would say that it only applies if your child is like 30% in your content, or more. If they're not, you're cool. Another may say you have to reach a certain threshold of money of income generated from your child before you have to create the trust. So those are things you need to look specifically. And then the second category, these laws also empower the kids themselves at some point to ask that their content be deleted altogether. Like with the internet, nothing really goes away ever, but just taking it down is a first step. So those are sort of like the main gist of what these laws are doing. Now, what can you do if you have a family vlog channel, or if you are a parent who manages a child? Here's a couple of active things that you can do. I'm going to give you 3 specific things that you can do. The first thing you can do is regarding the trust. If you don't have an attorney, get one. Or if you don't have the resources or the funds or ability right now to afford one, check out the link in my bio. I'm going to put a link to usalegalforms.com, which is my partners, and you put in your states and you can find out how to create a trust. I'm also going to put a link to a template shop that I manage as well, where you'll have a family package there. You can get that as well to help you start the process of putting your kids' money in the trust and accounting system of knowing like what portion of the money that you earn is accountable to the kids. So for example, if you're a family of 4 and you make a certain amount of money, you could say 25% of this $1,000 we earned to do this deal, so that's $250 goes to that kid. So let me take out the $250, put it in the trust for Junior who's under 18, so they can have their money. Yeah, so that's one of the things you can do. The second thing you need to do is do an audit. Take a look at the content you've already posted in the past, and if it's okay, if it's age appropriate, sit down with your child and talk to them about what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. And then you as a parent, use your own discernment, use your own judgment to say, if somebody discovers this later on, this is going to embarrass my child in the future. If one of their peers, a future boyfriend or girlfriend, discovers this, like, is this type of content something that that should be out there? Is this personal, private, especially if it's related to health or mental wellness or other well-being things? That's really, really private stuff. So you want to do a comprehensive audit of your content and take it down. Like I said, there's nothing really can be taken down, but for the most part, remove it to the best of your ability off of the internet. So that's the second thing you can do. And the third and final thing is prospectively create a policy, create some sort of guidelines, a sort of playbook for your family as to the times that you're going to be filming, what type of content that you're going to include, what limitation, what's off limits, what's off guards, and then also maybe a limitation of it being on there. You may say, we'll keep this on here for purpose of this brand deal, but when the brand deal is over, when the terms of the engagement is done, we'll make sure we have the ability to delete it off altogether, especially if it's something that's sensitive. Hemorrhoid creams, for example, I'm thinking of. So yeah, so those are the 3 things that you can do to prepare yourself for these laws, and also be prepared for the fact that there may be more laws like this that come down the pack. Now, if you are not a family vlogger, if you don't manage one, but you have someone in your family or friends circle, your sphere of influences, who does and is unaware, and especially if they're from one of those states that have proposed laws or already passed one, you want to share this video with them to let them know. If you're just interested in this generally, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're watching this on YouTube, or follow this account if you're watching this on TikTok or another platform, and hit the notification bell so YouTube can let you know when I update a video, because I'm keeping up with this. Like I said, I did that video a couple of months ago, and as I discover more things, I'll do shorts and do other long form video just to keep you updated. So anyway, for more insight like this, I'm going to invite you to watch this playlist here I created with lots of content that should keep you going for a while. It's entertaining in this area.